Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Carolina Lakeway. Come dip with us. When the action begins in the studio, our referees for tonight's event are El Gato Azul and Carolina Real Streamers. For the viewers in attendance and Facebook and YouTube users around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the El Gato Azul TV studio in Louisville, Texas, it's time! What's up, slime lovers? Welcome to the Slime Show, baby. I'm your host, Chris, a.k.a. El Gato Azul. My boy's alive. He's alive.
It's alive.
Mr. Jamie Dunn is alive and well. Glad to have you back, buddy.
Man, I'm glad to be back, brother.
Next to me on this side, we got the CEO and founder, my brother, Mr. Rich Segarra. Welcome, Richie.
What's up, brothers?
Over the top of him, we got Eagle Eyes. Well, we're not. He's going to find the new moniker because he's not so much Eagle Eyes anymore. We got my boy Juan Tienda. Welcome in, boys. Later, we're going to have Ricky, I think, and maybe his wife as well. So I'll have to keep my eye on this backstage for when they come in. But appreciate you guys coming in.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be back.
We're going to do a show on CatCon and figured who'd better to have than our family. So
that's right.
That's right, brother.
For guys that don't know what CatCon is, Juan, this was your first year. Why don't you tell us what CatCon was for you and what you expected and maybe what was different? I know it couldn't have possibly been what you expected. So tell us a little bit about your first time.
Well, the first time, going there and just expecting everybody's just going to get together, all these vendors and things like that. But, didn't know what to expect as far as meeting people and things like that. I think that was the best thing for me was I didn't realize how everybody's like a family with each other, us being, closer with each other and everything. But the environment, I mean, who doesn't love talking about fishing? And you're passionate about fishing, and so are they. It was just the best in the world, and even better when Carolina Lake Weights, gave the kiddos their trophies and everything. Ethan, he still got his right here.
That
got
was
it from
insane,
him.
dude. That was insane. So
yes, it was.
That was the best, though.
All you guys for what y'all contributed to that. I got to say, we couldn't have done it without y'all. Rich, appreciate that, bro. You're very generous. Juan, it's insane what you did. So appreciate you, man. I think it's really cool that y'all helped us do that for the kiddos. So it brought a tear to my eye, man. I got to say that choked me up. I was going to get into it a little more later in the show, but I mean, that was crazy. So
yeah, it was.
I think all of us were proud. I think all of us were proud papas to see those kids up there, and it was exciting, and I'm so glad I was able to be a part of that.
I didn't know what it was going. I didn't realize that it was going to choke me up like that when I saw them all together, just lined up, and you could tell how proud they were. And look over there to the side, and all their parents are over there proud. Man, it was something special. I don't know that we'll ever get to experience something like that again, getting them all together, because it's not easy to get everybody together like that. But for those that don't know, we have a youth angler team at Carolina Lake Weights. Some kids that are just incredible anglers. They're out there fishing constantly, putting in big fish in the boat. Really, it's just about having fun, getting on the water, and hopefully inspiring some other dads to take their kids fishing. So I appreciate you being a part of it, Juan. Juan's son, Ethan, the Ethanator, is our newest team member. Juan's the newest team member for Carolina Lake Weights. So, really cool, really special, man. Glad to have you on, Juan.
Definitely. I appreciate it. I think the best thing for me to see is just like, all the kids, they're from spread out all over. But man, they were just like buddies, from the
they're like
get-go.
family. It's like us, but pint
Yeah.
sized. It's crazy.
Hell, and I'll tell my wife, yeah, I think I've seen Ethan for about maybe an hour each day. I don't know. She's like, what? Where was he at? I said, I don't know. He's just running around everywhere.
They were all over. Then I see him at the bounce house. And I'm like,
there they are right there. So to the left side is Flathead Luke. He's from around the Virginia area.
Yep.
Him, Zach Jackson, the Texas Tornado. And next to him is Cat Girl. She's down from South Texas. Then next to her is the full grown girl. And then next to her we've got JT Catfish Kid. He's got 104, 103,
105 pounds, I think it is. Yep.
Oh man, 105 pounder. He's got us all beat. And then Ethanator next to him. So that was cool. We were able to give them all a trophy, give them a poster, give them each $500.
Yep.
Cool part of CatCon. That was incredible.
Chris, I have to say that was one of my favorite moments right there when, Rebecca, the smile on her face, the smile, it was on my face, your face, everybody.
And I was worried you were going to screw it up. Rebecca knocked it out the park, though, man.
She killed it.
Yeah, he choked up, man. I had a tear in my eye, and then you started talking, and then you turned the freaking mic over to me right when I'm all choked up. I'm like, dude.
I had to get you to save me, man. I was starting to tear up watching these kids, watching the parents. I said, man, I'm going to have to turn this thing to Chris to help me out here. It was
awesome. But I just, spoke from the heart, it was just something special to see them all standing there next to each other.
But Chris, I know before we go any further, man, I want to take a second. I want to thank each and everybody that had reached out to Rebecca when I was in the hospital. That my phone blew up for the calls, for the texts, for everybody that reached out, man. And
I called you probably 10 times before you picked it up.
Yeah,
I know Rebecca said eventually she probably picked it up on the third phone call, but then after that I was like, I know he's there. he might be in cuckoo land, but
yeah,
I'm gonna get him to pick it up.
And the funny thing is you and I were tag teaming it, Chris. You call him, I call him. You call him, I call. And he knew it. I mean, it was back and forth, 4 or 5 times a day. Yep.
After that, he answered my call, even when he was feeling he wasn't feeling a whole lot of pain. I got to say, they had him on something good.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling a whole lot of nothing, to tell you the truth. That's probably one of the reasons I didn't get to talk all at first, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't even know my name. To tell you the truth,
Jamie, a lot of these people probably don't know exactly what happened, because we'd said you had emergency surgery and you'd been in the hospital, but we kept all the details pretty close to the hip. So if you don't mind sharing, tell everybody what happened.
Once we got back from PA, guys, I was running a fever. I mean, couldn't get rid of it. Didn't feel good. And what I had to come up is a huge, I guess you can call it a cyst up underneath my skin. And it kind of just went crazy and got into my bloodstream and caused some of the poison to get in my bloodstream and what they call septic.
Like a staph infection, something similar, right?
Yeah, similar to that, yeah. And we were very lucky. The doctor had told Rebecca that we were very close kicking daisies, let's just say that. but I had some. I could feel the prayers. I had some hands. I could feel everybody, praying. And we had some super doctors that went to work, got me into emergency surgery, and man, they 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 got me healed up, man. They stopped it right in its tracks. Thank the good Lord. But we were close, man. We were closer than I ever want to be again. And I can tell you, it was a eye-opening experience. So that's what had happened.
When I spoke to Rebecca, she told me what was going on, and I knew it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And normally, I would have just respected your privacy, but I said, man, I'm going to go to the team. I'm going to ask everybody to start praying, because there's power in prayer, and the more people that are doing it for you.
That's right.
Can make a big difference. I know you don't want to put that out there that you're not doing good, but I wasn't about to not tell all our people, so they could.
Chris, when I was able to pick up the phone and kind of have my senses a little bit, and I was going through, man, the text messages, the phone calls, and I went to our team chat. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I broke down. I cried like a baby. It really touched me when I was in the hospital, and I talked with y'all guys. I mean, as soon as I could. It was very stressful, man. But when I looked at the chat, when I looked at the phone calls, the texts, it really built my spirits up. And in the meantime, with all that going on, I had my son had a granddaughter. So I was in the hospital. My son was in the hospital with my granddaughter. And yesterday was the first day I got to really spend some time with her. So, but we're almost back to 100%, man, and ready to get back at it. But I want to say
we're glad to have you back, man.
Absolutely. And make sure you stay sitting down till you're healed up.
Let's run through.
We're trying to get him to stay sitting.
Before we get going, let's run through here and say what's up to everybody. So we got Dustin Clark says, "Woo." The Realest Fishing says, "What's up, guys? Ben and Tips. Good evening, everyone." Mike Sampson, Operation Bets with Nets. Vest says, "Good to see you, Jamie." Flexing that big muscle. That big catfish lifting arm of his.
Appreciate that, brother.
I'm going to put Vest to work Saturday on my boat, hopefully. He says, "What's up, Slimers? We got Billy Gunner. How's everyone doing?" I'd have to say we're all doing fabulous. I'm going to speak for the group.
Yeah.
We got LG Bass, CatCon. Never heard of it. That was good to see you, Tomcat. Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to go fish with Tom at some point. I don't know how I'm going to get up there with the crazy kid I got, but we're going to do it. Got to get on that dock. Southern Stream says, "What's up, Slime family?" Brad Spark says, "Hey, guys, how's my favorite catfish people?" Man, we're doing good. We're feeling the love. It's been an awesome week. Chuck Watkins says, "What's up, everybody?" I was hoping we'd see Chuck at that freaking show, man. He says he's going next year. So, Chuck, load up them bite lights, son. We'll see you at next CatCon.
Definitely. I need to get some of those bite lights.
What's up, Lee? Good evening, brothers. He says, David Coffrin. Good evening from Iowa. Hopefully y'all thawed out up there. Ed Jenkins says, "Evening, folks." Fist bump, American flag. Lewis Parker, hello, guys. We got Gordo Phillips. Saw him at CatCon. Welcome, buddy. Mark Gilkison. Mark W. Gilkison. Great job with the kids. They are the future of our sport, and great meeting you guys. Moving on down. Realist Fishing says, God bless you, are okay and doing better, sir. Amen, brother, says Lee.
Amen.
Ryan, what's going on, y'all? Just got in, waving a hand out to y'all. Welcome, bro. Moving on down. Dennis Perry, welcome. Telling his wife just yesterday how tight y'all's catfish community is. Pretty awesome. We got a great group of guys, all really generous, willing to help each other out, lift each other up when you're down, call you when you need, if you need advice, you can call them. Good dudes. Good, solid group of dudes we got.
Yep.
Catch Filet Tacos says, yo.
Andrew.
Next year, I got to make it to CatCon. You do, bro. You do. I'm about to head up there to Texoma this weekend. Come see if I can catch me a Texoma Lake Monster. 4-digit. He's got the Oklahoma state record. Fishing fool up there. I'm going to be on the Oklahoma side, so probably, I would imagine I'll be fishing Oklahoma side. That reminds me, I need to go get my Texoma tag. Got to get a new one first of the year. I hadn't been up there since fall. Cindy Hafner Paul says, hello, everyone. Chris Wheeler. And we got a good, solid group. Appreciate everybody coming in. We're talking CatCon, baby.
That's what it's about.
Richie Segarra did it big this year at CatCon. Bigger and better for Operation Vets with Nets. Had a whole freaking giant crew of guys there helping. Probably saw more Operation Vets with Nets gear. I saw them on people's jerseys. I saw team jerseys. I saw hats. I saw T-shirts. I saw hoodies. I got to say, I saw more Operation Vets with Nets stuff than I saw giant, companies. It was crazy to see that. So proud of you, man.
Nah, well, I mean, I appreciate that, but it's not me. It's the team. Last year
Before they come in, Dave Duggar, welcome, Dave, and we got Joe Baker.
What's going on, guys?
Fighting this weekend. They're not biting anywhere but right underneath my boat, buddy.
But it's the team that makes it, and the blessing is our team is shared between Operation Vets with Nets and Carolina Lake Weights. People were jumping back and forth to the booths. Juan's sitting there. I thought he was at the Grammys or the Emmys. He was changing costumes so many times. See him with an Operation Vets with Nets. I see him with a Carolina Lake Weights. Operation Vets with Nets, Carolina Lake Weights. I was doing the same thing with ball caps, but yeah. And
day one.
Yeah, day one. I gotta say, it's the folks that you see there, and there's a couple people that are missing. Like I think Walter was walking around somewhere. But
I got a whole bunch of pictures from over there, so I tried to go over there about every hour or two. So
it was truly a blessing to see. It was. I mean, you saw the booth was always packed. We had folks that are working and selling the merch, and then we had folks that were just talking to vets and talking to other people. So they worked the kind of the floor in front of the booth. And just more people coming in, more people like Daryl Morris, over in Tennessee. He was right across the way because he's part of the gathering, that big event they have down there. But he wore his Operation Vets with Nets the whole time, sending people over. It was great seeing the companies that support us year round. It's great, and I was telling you, Chris, that there was like an old lady last year that she bought one of our original gray hoodies.
Yeah.
And I saw her working around, and she came down. She said, and I was seeing some of our stuff that we sold last year. I see people wearing this year. And everywhere I looked, I'm seeing the Screw the Pay Lakes jerseys. I'm seeing our hoodies, all that stuff. and I'm walking up on people talking about the organization. One guy said, I just signed up for a trip. I can't wait to go out with these guys, and that was the blessing, truly just watching the team come together, and like I said, and then I'm bouncing all over. I'm doing interviews the whole time. And then also acting on behalf of Rebecca and the doctors and checking on Jamie every hour. And I go over there and make sure he's sitting down. And the 5 or 6 times I walk over, he's standing up. He goes, damn it, I just got up. And I told Rebecca, I know Rich is going to walk around the corner. And there I was. The good Lord was telling me, go over there and tell him to sit down. But it was a blast. If you were in the catfishing industry, there is no better place to be once a year.
So tell people what it is. What's CatCon? Other than obviously companies are there to sell stuff.
Yeah, absolutely it is. It's the Catfish and Bait Conference. The Catfish and Bait Conference, because that's what I look at. Everything that's not catfish is bait. So, sorry, buddy. Can't take your call. So I really think probably the best part of CatCon is the networking. It's going and meeting new people. For an organization, is a great way to meet those folks that have been supporting you throughout the year. It's a great way to build new relationships.
There's something different about seeing somebody face to face than
that.
I mean,
exactly,
completely different type of connection you make.
It is, and I want to wring half our captains' necks because they were there, and I was so busy doing interviews. They'd come over and see everybody and talk to everybody, and then they wouldn't grab me because, oh, Rich, you were doing interviews. I'm like,
you're busy.
Man, I want to meet you.
You're a busy guy.
What's that?
You're a busy guy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Rich was
you
all over
warned me about that last year. You told me, you said, once you start, this is probably going to be your busiest event every year. And it was no lighter this year, but I thank God for the folks that were helping out at the booth and doing all that stuff. We have 12 folks that want to step up and be volunteer captains from that event.
Yeah.
We have almost 20.
That probably wouldn't have happened unless you were there, right? Face to face.
Yeah. Yep. And there was close to probably 25 folks that signed up to go out on trips.
So for people that don't know, Rich is the founder and the CEO of Operation Vets with Nets, nonprofit organization that is geared towards getting veterans, active duty military, retired veterans, disabled veterans out on the water for real therapy, just to get guys out on the water to fish, to build brotherhood, just to go have fun.
Zero cost.
I've been with the organization now going on 2 years. I think when we first started, we were in Virginia, a little bit we had like
4 or 5 states. 4 or 5 states.
Now we're in 27, something like
27, 28. Yep.
Wow.
And it's just continued to grow. So for those that fish a lot, and even if you don't fish a lot, if you want to donate your time, if you want to have some purpose in your fishing, if you want to find some purpose, if you feel good when you help, you can donate your time. You can donate money to Operation Vets with Nets. If you know veterans, if you're friends with veterans, if you have family members that are veterans and you want to get them out on the water, contact Rich, contact me, contact Juan.
Contact Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah. We're all on the team.
So that's what we're here. We're here to try to help guys get on the water.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome to see where you've come. I was super impressed from what was last year to what was this year at CatCon?
Well, it's a team effort. You know, I you've heard me say this before. You know, I'm just the guy that God give this vision to, and continues to give me visions of where He wants us to go. Everybody, from me all the way down to our ambassadors, to it's just as much their company as it is mine. You know, everyone gives their all, or tries to, or gives what they can. You know,
I think
and
a
I
lot of guys that fish a lot, you know, they enjoy fishing. They want to try to give that joy to other people, and you know, you only got so many neighbors you can take fishing.
True.
You know, so it's cool to be able to take veterans out, and you know, it's you know, I think what guys, you don't realize the benefit you get out of taking these guys. Some of the best trips of my life have been these Operation Vets with Nets trips, and I ain't bullshitting. It's been incredible. So, Rich, I appreciate you letting me take these guys fishing, man.
Hey, dude. Now I appreciate you being number one on our board of directors. You know, I appreciate you volunteering your time. You know,
it's good, man.
Juan,
if you know anybody that wants to come fishing with me the next 2 months, man, we can do something really special for them. It's
as long as it's not, unless it's a vet who needs to sign up, as long as it's not sometime during March 11th to the 17th.
Yeah.
That's our time, baby.
Yeah, we need to figure that time out. I'm open that whole time. So,
Juan, if you want to come fish with me and Rich, man, come on up to Texoma.
Yeah, man.
You can bring Ethan. We got room, man.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna put Rich on a PB, so we can get Ethan one too.
Yeah. We're gonna get that 120 pounder. I told Jamie, I said, this is my goal. This 120 pounder sticker. I said, but you better get me on at least one of these 80 or 90 pounders.
If we're gonna get a 120, it needs to be 123. So at least you get the record.
Yeah, we'll get you
if we're fishing on the Oklahoma side, you just got to get one over 94 or something like that. So.
Oh, that would be cool. Get the Oklahoma State record.
Yeah, we're over there a lot.
Well, that'd be a controversy.
Oh, yes, it would.
I was right on the line when we caught the 86, so I was right. We were real close, man. I could have stuffed a couple of carp down that sucker's throat.
Yeah, man, it was just awesome seeing family, dude, and just it's an incredible experience, and I've been telling a couple of my guys that I talked to since I got back. I said, you gotta go. I'm hoping to double the size of our booth next year. And so, but for you guys to know, we are planning new jerseys. I'm starting to design the new jerseys for the spring and the summer. So right now I'm running, go to our website.
Yeah.
All our hoodies are 40% off. I think I'm making this ain't no BS. I'm making about $5-6 a hoodie. That's it. I want to get rid of all the hoodies.
I'll definitely be getting a jersey. Like I need another freaking jersey.
Yeah, no kidding. So all the hoodies, just when you go to our website, operationvetswithnets.org, and you go to the store, if you're buying a hoodie, you just put CatCon 2025 for the discount code, and that's going to be good all the way up until Friday at midnight.
There you go. Go get you some, boys. Yep. Get you geared up.
We're
getting into hoodie season.
So get those hoodies, because come spring, we're gonna have some pretty dynamite new jersey out.
So the realest fishing set. Wait, I got behind. Hang on. I like to keep up with chat. Normally, Jamie's better about it than I am. But Dan Martin says that's one of the coolest things about fishing is giving someone else the experience.
Yes.
And I would say so as well. Once you become a pretty good angler, there's something to giving somebody a memory of a lifetime because, it's those same memories for them. You remember that same trip. It becomes the same medicine for them as it is for you.
You get that real therapy.
Catching filet taco says one of his favorite things to do. I'm coming when Rich is. I'm pretty sure. Who's realist fishing, Rich?
That is Matthew Gomez.
Okay. Yeah, come on, man. Come on up.
I think you're going to go. Are you going down with Leland too to go fish, Rich?
I would love to. I have 3 days to fish.
Well, come catch some giants with me and then go fish with Lee and get you some dinks. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I can say that because Lee's my buddy, man. I can say that because Lee's my buddy.
You're an asshole.
What's up? John Wayne is sitting at the Myrtle Beach Airport watching us while he's waiting on his delayed flight. What's up, brother?
Daryl from Speakers Outdoors says, good evening, guys. Pastor Billy Bever's back on the water.
I seen him.
Billy, love seeing you back fishing, buddy. God is great. God is good. Glad to see you finally back. For those that don't know, Billy got in a big car wreck. He's been out of commission. He's our team pastor for Carolina Lake Weights, team member, awesome dude. Man, he's been out of commission for months. He finally fished, got on some good fish last weekend.
Enjoyed watching that.
Going to Texoma Saturday. I am. I'm fishing with 2 Texas legends that I got to produce. These boys expecting some big results, so I got to do something. I'm fishing with Vess and Trent Hall, so I told him, I'm going to do something real stupid. I'm about to wash the war machine.
You gonna wash it, Chris?
I'm gonna wash it, man. And they're like, man, you don't have to do that. We're used to the slimy boat. I'm like, man, it's gotten to be in the 70s. That slime's gonna grow into a carpet. This time of year, that boat all of a sudden turns black. It's like crazy looking.
That's why with the OG wheelchair boat, we're gonna this spring or summer when the summer when the spawn's going on, we're gonna strip the carpet off that and put some vinyl down. That's
the way to go for catfish. Yeah. Leyland says win, Rich.
I told him March 11th to the 17th.
So Lee, holler at me and we'll try to get something figured out for all of us. And mostly he guides that lake. He's got a giant guide boat.
He's going to be out of town.
Okay. For a tournament or what?
Yeah, Twisted Cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after this year he's probably done doing all that. So that's a beating.
It is. This may be my last year doing all the tournaments. I think I just want to go fishing.
He's like, man, I got to go all over the country to come home and see what you did.
It feels like I go all over the country.
You go all over these places you don't know how to fish. It's not easy, man. Not easy. You go around fishing the best guys in the country, you're going to feel bad every week. I mean, every tournament. So. But, I mean, it's going to make you a better angler if that's what you're trying to do. I mean, that's iron sharpens iron. You're going to get some stuff figured out or you're going to be feeling real bad. So
it'll definitely push you to your point. That's for sure.
All right, moving on down. I'm trying to stay caught up because I'm real bad, boys, about getting way behind. I think.
What's up, Randall? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, hit me up, Lee. Hit me up. We'll get something dialed in, figured out. So, I've got other buddy. I got a million freaking friends with boats. So maybe we can get Vest to bring his big boat up. He's got a big fishing boat as well. So Trinity says, "Oh, I'm coming to Texas soon." Well, you better get up here in the next 6 weeks, because if you come after that, we're gonna have to go gar fishing. Because catfish, once they go on the nests, it's freaking over, buddy. Unless you're William Oliver and you got live scope.
Oh yeah,
Billy,
no kidding.
Billy, we'll see you later, brother. Be good, my friend.
All right, Billy. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Trinity, you want to come to Texas, come November through April. Or if you want to come catch a gator gar, I mean, come April through August, we'll go get you a freaking 250 pounder.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Man.
Really, if we're going to take my boat, the water's got to be up, because once the water's down, you got to have a special river boat to get to them, and my boat's not equipped. So I can hit them up April, end of April, all through, usually through May. We're going to make some people mad this year.
We are.
Chris,
We're gonna catch the Oklahoma state record, and we're just gonna kill it.
Yep, on a Mad Cat's rod. There you go.
Rocking it out. That's right, rocking it out. Then I'll sit there and I'll catch that record in Oklahoma and tell Matt we're coming out with an Operation Vetswinet's friggin' signature series rod.
There you go. If you catch it on my boat, I'm gonna make sure you sign an agreement where you're gonna have to at least put me on there or something.
Oh my God, me.
Captain of the boat's gonna get a little.
That's
something.
right, captain of the
You
boat.
keep the money part of it. I just want it on the ride.
I could see a rod name called the War Machine.
There you go. The Texas Tornado would be a good one too. I can see that boy catching it up for anybody. So.
That'd be awesome.
Trinity says that's a bucket list for him. That's a bucket list for a lot of guys. Trent has the new boat, but he's down to fish. That's right. Trent did get a new boat. I'm over here volunteering Vess's boat. That's my boy, though. I know he'd be willing to fish with anybody. So he's a guide, but he's also a hardcore fishing fanatic like all of us. So
he looks like he was catching some good ones the other day.
Dude, he was loading the boat, wasn't he?
Man.
I'm sitting up here at CatCon talking about catfish, and Vess over here filling the freaking boat. And I get back, and it's going to be 80 degrees. Everything's going to change.
So, Chris, let me ask you: besides the kids and what you guys did for the kids, what are some of your highlights of CatCon this year?
Man, for one thing, I think it's really cool to see people that you don't realize you know. They follow you. You know their name, but you don't know a face because it's all through social media. I think that's one of the coolest things. I was super blown away with how many people watched the slime show.
Yeah.
I was blown. I could not freaking believe how many people said, "Man, I watch the slime show every week. I don't tune in, but I watch it when I'm at work." I'm like, you need to get to work, son. I saw probably 30 guys wearing hats, which I know is not a lot, but for us, I thought that was freaking cool. See all those guys wearing slime show hats, and I mean, really cool. So I think that's one of the coolest things. For me, I like to go see the guys who support me and my son, our sponsors, guys that I would never get to say thank you to and show appreciation. I like to go shake their hands, give them a big freaking hug, have a face-to-face conversation. I like to be able to talk to guys while I'm there and send them over to them to show how much I appreciate what they do for me and my son. To me, these sponsors, it's more than just giving us free crap, because most of these guys have become really, really like family members to me and Jackson. And I know it's a lot of it has to do with my son, but I'm fine with that. I think it's cool that they end up loving him. They think of him as one of their own, as a little son. So it warms my heart to see him run up and they hug, and I get to be a part of that. And catfishing, without catfishing, none of that would be possible. Without CatCon, that would not be possible.
Yep.
The special thing about it is the connections that you get to give your buddy a big hug, tell him thanks and show him appreciation. To me, that's the best part of the whole event. I bought one thing. I bought a reel, and I went around asking guys about catfishing reels. That's what I wanted to know about. And I ended up coming home with I'll show you guys, with this Okuma Komodo. It's a high gear ratio, all stainless steel, freaking tank of a reel. I was just asking everybody what they thought were the best reels, and this one kept coming up. I'd never heard of it. They're like, man, there's a fairly new reel out that's all stainless. It's probably kind of what you're looking for, Chris. Go check it out. So I had to buy one. So
That's a beast of a reel.
I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
it.
it is.
I'm gonna see if it can stand up to the Texas tornado. But other than that, I did like seeing some products. I walked around and saw a lot of the products. Catfishing industry is changing subtly a little bit each year. There's no giant jumps happening, but each year everything gets a little bit better, and you get to see all that and touch it.
I'll tell you what was cool, and I showed you that one rod by RCT, that acid wrapped rod.
So my buddy Killer B runs an acid wrap. For guys that don't know, an acid wrap, the eye starts here, and as it goes around the rod, the eye ends up on the bottom. So if you're fighting a fish under the boat, the acid wrap, the rod just, you don't have any roll in the rod when the fish is moving. It's a more stable fishing platform.
And they do a lot of that. They use a lot of that rod in saltwater.
Yeah, saltwater rod.
Yep.
My buddy Bill, he's a big fish angler by kayak. So he's fighting fish directly under the boat. I've heard a lot of the live scope guys like an acid wrap. We had William Oliver on the last show, and he has custom rods that are, I think, 9.5 feet long, all acid wrap, because he's live scoping directly under the boat.
So I got one of those. I got, because I didn't spend near as much as I wanted to, or I was expecting to, because I was so busy. But I did. I got that one acid wrap rod by RCT. And, of course, I got me some lake weights and some other stuff that I needed from Jamie and Rebecca. And it ain't even like I need them. But I run 2 boats, so I got to make sure I got enough on both boats. And
I brought home about a dozen hats, because everybody gives me a hat.
2 anchors.
Me and my son.
Those anchors I got from Tub?
No, but that's pretty awesome. I know Tub's an awesome freaking machinist. He can freaking build anything. He's a mad scientist. So
so I got those 2 anchors, one for each boat, and I think that's all I bought, really, besides lunch for everybody and whatever else. I mean, that was it.
Yep, it wasn't cheap, but it sure was fun.
Nope.
I just go out to eat with the Carolina Lightweights team one night, which got to buy them all dinner, which to me was probably one of the coolest things, to get to go hang out with them and away from fishing. away from all the chaos and go have a couple of drinks and just eat and talk about family and life rather than fishing. So that was cool. We obviously talked fishing because we're all catfish fools, but it was cool to be able to go do that. So
people asking us, what are y'all doing here?
Yeah, we ate good. We got to bond, other than just being teammates. Obviously we're family, but that was just cool, really cool experience. And we did it 2 nights, so it was good. I enjoyed that. I think, like y'all said earlier, just seeing the kids hanging out and just instantly becoming great friends and playing. By the end, Juan's son and my son were banging heads and just like two best friends would do. So they played constantly all day and night, and they threw snowballs at each other, and they wrestled around in the bounce house. They were pinching and breaking each other's crap at dinner,
and Chris, let's don't forget about a special award that Jackson won this year also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got the Youth Angler of the Year. I got a photo of him somewhere.
That was a really amazing, man.
Yep.
Man, I wish I had the video of him because he went up there and they pulled up like 5 or 6 kids that he was up against, and they named. They're like, all right, in 5th place, so and so, and 4th place, so and so, and it got to 1st place, and he still hadn't realized. All right, well, they just eliminated everybody else. Now it's first place, Action Jackson, and he went, yes. He'd been beaten out the last 2 years, so it was good to.
I know that was a well-deserved reward for my man Jackson.
What about you, Jamie? What was your some of your highlights besides being healthy?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man.
Alive, he's alive.
I was about to say, we were not going to go. Everybody at the doctors kind of was like, really? I was going to go to CatCon this year, kicking, screaming, whatever I had to do to be with the family, to be with all my brothers, all my sisters, all my friends. We were going to have to be there, man. And it was actually better medicine than the medicine I was taking. It helped. It built my spirits. Had so many people to come over, talk to me, Rebecca, shook our hands, hugged our necks, took pictures. We even signed some autographs. It was better medicine than I could ever get from any hospital.
Rich's like, man, I don't know he should be here. I said, man, this is probably the best medicine he could get.
And I'm not going to disagree there, Chris. I mean, as you guys know, I went through this with my mom, and I was just so concerned, and that's why I told Jamie. I said, I don't agree with you being there because you need to heal up. But when the doctors got that stuff right, and then you could just see how he was progressing positively.
We still have
every night I had to give Vicky an update every night on Jamie. And every night before I go to bed, we're talking. She goes, all right, give me the update on Jamie. He's doing good. He's doing great. Now I'll tell her we were on the slime show and you look like the old you.
Yeah. That's it. But you know something, I'm going to have to stop and, Rebecca, if it wasn't for her,
that's right.
I mean, after PA, after all this happened, while I was in the hospital, that girl went to work. She got that trailer loaded. She had come out here in the shop, work. She was worried about me. She had a lot going on. But something, if it wasn't for her doing what she done, Chris, and, all of man, Carolina Lake Weights probably wouldn't have been there. But
no,
she was
Carolina Lake Weights wouldn't even be a company without her.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be.
Way.
That's it.
Not to knock you, but no way in hell you.
Hey, I'll tell everybody, she is the bone behind Carolina Lake Weights. She builds all this stuff. I just get to sit in front of a camera and, look like I know what I'm talking about a little bit. But, I want to say thank you to her. She put me in that truck. She took care of me. She drove up there to CatCon, and it was amazing. It really was, man. And I just want to say thank you to her before anything. But we took a lot of pictures up there. It was awesome meeting people that you wouldn't normally get to meet. And like you were saying about the slime show, Chris, people were like, "Man, y'all are making waves, man, in the catfishing community. I love watching the show. I love what you're doing on the show. How everything y'all stand for." And it was awesome, just getting to listening and talking to a lot of people talk about the slime show, and it just made you feel so much, so warm inside, So I want to say thank you to each and every one that supports us, here at the slime show. It really means a lot, Chris. Like when we started this thing, man, we had a vision, and man, it was awesome to hear everybody.
Yeah, I was nervous when we started it. I wasn't sure if me and you could pull it off, but what we've been doing it almost 2 years now. I think we're on show 79. We've had quite, obviously we get busy and sometimes we can't do the show and holidays and whatnots, but we try to do it every week. We try to hit topics we think are going to help guys coming up. Seasonal stuff. We also try to help promote our friends whenever we can. We've had Rich on probably 3 times. We've had Juan on a couple times. Most of our teammates have been on. Most of our partners have been on. I think that's cool. I enjoy that part of it. I knew when we first started this, I said, man, I'd like for this to be a family type deal. I want to build it towards that where our people are just, it's not just a business. I would like for it to be a family type deal. And it's, I think we've done that. It's by design. It's
absolutely
by design. So,
I don't know
about all
you.
These guys in here that come in here to this and watch the slime show, and it's not, they don't just watch, but they're a big part of it, asking the questions and steering the show where it goes. I can't tell you guys how appreciative I am just to have y'all as friends. When I see y'all, a lot of you guys contact me and we become friends outside the show. That's something I didn't really understand, didn't think was going to be something that happened, but it is, and it's really cool to be able to have you guys as family and friends. It is dear to my eye, man.
It is a blessing. Originally with Carolina Lake Weights, it started at, like a sponsorship stuff with Operation Vets with Nets, but especially you three, because we all talk all the time, and Rebecca, you guys know it is so much more than that.
Rich, when we first started, it was from the very get-go, it was more than a sponsorship.
Yes.
Because me and you had become friends almost right out the gate. And I said, I think that we can help each other. We're trying to grow. We're both infantile type. Carolina Lake Weights was more than just a company that sold drift weights. We were trying to build a family, and you said, hey, I like what y'all are doing. I said, well, I think we could probably help each other grow as a family.
And we have.
I would agree, man. I would agree.
I go back and look at some of the beginning footages, and, when we first all kind of got together, guys, and I can tell you, it's hard to believe from where we started to where we are now. It's just amazing how fast as a family, how fast as, Operation Vets with Nets as an organization has grown. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the man upstairs has truly blessed everything that we've done, guys, and it's amazing.
Yes.
I'd agree. Rich said, well, we're going to try to model this kind of how what you're doing. We're going to try to have good, try to get the guys to jive with each other and help support each other. And I said, man, I got to say that's the best way to team build.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
It is.
Oh, it is.
You got to move some pieces around, and usually the things take, when you're doing it like this, a lot of this stuff takes care of itself. Because I think good people like to be around good people, and the ones that really maybe shouldn't be there usually filter themselves out because they kind of feel bad being around people that are generous, caring, friendly, open. Usually they filter on out. You don't have to be an a-hole and say, hey, this isn't really working for you. Generally they just say, man, this ain't working for me. And they go. So I think it's cool. And generally speaking, all the guys that I'm really close with are really close with Rich. And all the guys that I'm really close with are close with Juan and close with Jamie. And anybody that jives with any of these dudes is going to jive really good with me. It's just a seamless deal where my best friends can become these dudes' best friends.
And vice versa, yeah.
It's almost instant. That's another thing. I didn't really realize what was going to be when you network with good people, because people say, oh, you got to keep your circle really tight. But when you have really good people around you, you can grow that group. It can actually be a pretty good group of of really good people. And
it's like Chris Wheeler. Like, how I've been having problems trying to get things scheduled. We end up having a backlog in 24, and that was the thing that most aggravated me the most.
You need somebody like Rebecca to run that crap.
Huh?
You need to find you a Rebecca.
I'm working on it, and hear me out on that. I'm working on that. So Chris Wheeler, our California state lead. I said, Chris, what do you think, Viola, his wife? You think she'd be interested in doing this? And she's kind of a shy person. She doesn't like to talk a lot. But the last 2 nights, so what Chris has done was he's calling those vets and talking to them. Like I did a 3-way with Viola, actually a 4-way because Chris was on there too, and showing Viola what I'm doing, and she's gonna slowly come around, and she's like, well, I'm not a short talk kind of person. In other words, like we like to talk, and I said, you ain't got to be like that. And it's blessings like that when people really stand up to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. And they actually do it. And for some people, you know what? It'll work. Some people don't. And eventually, and I truly think between Chris and his wife and Viola really starts to get into the groove of things, I think I found that fit there. But, again, we maybe eventually have 4 people, like we'll split up the U.S. and have different people doing that stuff. So no vet, no trip, no vet. Every vet's contacted within days of them putting their application in and getting a schedule going. There is, and TJ, matter of fact, TJ, man, he is great. He is right now. He's running our ambassador program for the organization, and he's now going to start doing he's going to start vetting our captains. Because he's got the time. And TJ, man, what a trooper And his wife, oh my gosh, she's so hilarious. Sally is so hilarious. But so I think I think people, the right people, are slowly starting to come forward.
Wheeler said he contacted 12 vets since last night, and I told you, Rich, the hardest position, because it takes somebody who really wants to work for free, is going to be the guy who's contacting them off of this website and making sure the connection is made for the trips, because you can say, "Oh, we just get the guys to check the website." I already knew there's no way that model could work. You got to
for some it is, like Walter, Wesley, Chris.
That's right. 20% will do that.
That's right. Yeah.
80% just want to help, are willing to help, but they need you to feed them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're willing to do it, guys. I mean, and I'm one of them. I mean, hell, I'll tell you, hey, just feed me, and I'll go put in the work. But and I think Chris is going to be a good fit for you. He's a really good dude.
Oh, absolutely.
We hit it off instantly. He's real well connected in the catfish industry.
Yeah. And Juan, thank God for Juan, because like half the Texas guys don't know how to get onto the site, don't know how to use it. So
I don't know I can't get on the meetings and stuff that you have, and I'm like, dude, I gotta call you, and you're like, come on, man. I'm like, man, I'm technically challenged. I'm a fisherman and a landscaper. Can you help me out over here?
I know Leland, he got a good group going over there, and Matt over there in San Antonio area.
I'll tell you what, Leland's killing it, dude.
They got a lot going on down there. I noticed a lot of stuff coming in from that area down there. I guess because of the military bases, they probably got a lot of vets.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Friggin', that's why I'll occasionally ask them, dude, you're going on a lot of trips. Do you need anything for me? You need any weights? You need any of this? You need any of that? Because you're putting in the effort. And I'd send them. I'd call Jamie or Rebecca. Actually, I call Rebecca. All right, send me the bill, but I need you to send this person this person that, this person. She'll send it out, send me the bill, we take care of it. Or there's times depending on the size of the order, and I'm like, hey, Rebecca, I didn't get a bill. Hey, Rebecca, I didn't get a bill. And she's like, read between it. She's just like friggin' Kevin Parks. Read between the lines. I'm like, all right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But and that's another thing. That is when you have that family.
I love Kevin Parks. FYI.
Dude.
One of my sponsors, one of the first. Obviously Carolina Lakeweights was the first, but Kevin was one of the first to get to sponsor me and my son. And I love Kevin. Real quiet, humble, probably one of the top anglers in the entire country. I call him the king of planer boards because he freaking changed the game on planer boards. But
yeah, he refuses to let me buy it for the wheelchair boats. He refuses to let me buy, and it's funny because here we did an event in North Carolina, the Hillbilly Bash, and they had all these raffles, and I walk up and I see Parks Planers there. And I'm like, I said, number one, that's one of my biggest sponsors. How did you find those? How did you get a hold? He said, I just reached out, and he sent me these 2 sets of planer boards and some other stuff. And then who won it? I did, but I didn't need them. So I brought them over to CatCon and put them up as raffle door prizes, or the raffle prizes. And I come back and I said, hey, where'd the other planer boards come from? Oh, Kevin come by and drop them off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, he's just a phenomenal guy. I mean, there's been, and I can't speak high, and that's what CatCon is so great about, is there's been a lot of companies that truly stand behind up. Matt Knight, and I didn't know this until I found out during my interview, is, he goes, Rich, when I talk to you and you tell me what's going on, and I believe you, and what trips, he said, but you may or may not know this, but I've sent, when folks are looking for vets to get out, I send them over to you, and you get them on. He said, next thing you know, 60 days goes by, and I'm getting calls back from these vets saying, thank you for plugging me in with Operation Vets with Nets, because they had a blast. He said, so believe me, he said, I know you're doing exactly what you're doing, because when I send people and they come back and tell me how their trip went, and that's a great feeling. It truly is. And that, man, I cannot stress enough. Even if you're just a regular catfish angler, you love the industry as far as going out and fishing, you've got to get your hind parts over to CatCon. Truly, you can find you can find the best gear in the catfish industry there. You get to meet so many people,
You get to see them face to face, guys that maybe you've talked to online and been friendly with, but there's a different connection when you get to see somebody face to face and have a real conversation.
And it was weird when I met, Juan, because it isn't like I met him. It's like I've known him I see him, I give him a big old hug, we're chit-chatting. It's because it's like we've interacted so much over these last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with, you and I we talk all the time, and we've met before. Same thing with Jamie.
Some of these guys, you've never heard their voice. So it's like, all right, now I see you hear their voice. You're like, all right, I some of these guys, I've never even seen their face.
Exactly.
And they're like, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I've been watching the show for 2 years, or I've been following you for the last 10 years. And I just want to thank you. And, I think it's cool to be able to get that face-to-face with guys that are friendly, thankful. I like to do the same thing. I like to show my gratitude to people.
Oh, that's funny, Creole. Yeah. Creole says, Chris got to find out how thick my accent really is. Oh, that's too funny.
Creole, hey, sir, we've been friends for years now, buddy. So it's not like I hadn't heard your coon ass before, bruh.
And it's funny. It's also, I hear him and I turn around and there's Jeremy, and I'm like, what's up, my brother?
He come over and said hello to me and Rebecca, man. And I was like, yep, that's Creole. Good to meet you, man. It was so awesome.
Jeremy and I met probably 3.5 years ago. We were just starting out YouTubing and fishing. And I told him, I said, man, I don't know YouTube, but I see what you're doing. I see what everybody else is doing. You're one of my favorite anglers. I just like, I think you're a great angler. And then we've hit it off, and, there's something to, the kinship that you build through fishing.
Yes.
And Creole's a perfect example. We come from different walks of life, from different side of the country. We got completely all different sponsors, but he's just a solid dude. He loves to fish. How could we not freaking be friends?
Yep.
We both share the exact same passion or craziness or whatever you call it for fishing. And anybody that's that way, who's willing to help, who's not selfish, I am generally going to get along with that type of person like a brother. So
absolutely.
Jeremy is like a brother. Chris
is
like a brother. Trent Hall is like my brother. Lee Loy is like my brother. Rich Segarra is like my brother. Jamie Dunn is my brother from another mother. Juan's my brother. So, and I can go through this whole freaking chat room and keep saying the same old thing. So, there's something special about fishing that brings people together. Now, all fishermen are not the same, because I can tell you there's a lot of people that are you don't want to be you don't want real close to you. But
Yeah.
as far as real, if you can find your niche, and we have found a heck of one. I know that these guys are my brothers for life.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what and I think Chris, and you and I have talked about this before, and Jamie and I as well, is that's what's the great thing about the family we built between the both organizations. And we also share there's some of our team captains that are our staff on Caroline Lightweights, but it's that camaraderie and that mutual respect for each other and willing to help each other out, teach each other. I've learned so much from watching the slime show or sitting there. I'll talk to somebody, and it could be somebody who's been fishing less time than me, and they've learned something.
It doesn't have to do with experience level.
That's right.
It
Absolutely,
really
and that was my point.
It has to do with the passion.
Yep.
There's if you've got the passion and you're a good giving type of I keep saying that, but you have to be really to be in this gang, you got to be a generous type of person who's not selfish, because you probably will not jive with these guys. You're going to probably feel bad about yourself if you hang out with Rich for very long, because he's a very generous, giving person. It's true, man. It's the truth. I think the truth. And these other guys are the same. I will tell you right now, Jamie Doug's one of the most giving people I've ever been around in my entire life. You would think he's a freaking millionaire for all the crap he gives away to anybody, pretty much anybody. I tell Jamie, you got to put a spreadsheet on this, bro, because you give away everything. He'd give the shirt off his back. And
I told him the same thing.
And Juan's the same way. We brought him on the team, and he's like, just giving and giving, and I just knew immediately, this is perfect, man. This whole gang of dudes is perfect. I love being around giving people.
Chris, I want to say Saturday afternoon when the show was over, I took a moment and I stopped and looked at the team, man, our team that was there, and it was amazing. I mean, man, everybody pitched in, helped Rebecca with the trailer. Not one person would leave until they were able to help us load that trailer. And actually, when me and Rebecca, when we started back to the motel room, it really kind of teared me up, because, it made you realize, wow, we have one hell of a family. We have one hell of a team. It really did. And I just want to say thank you so much, man, for everybody that reached out over the weekend and helped us with everything.
It's hard to convey, but I'll tell you guys, Jamie tells me constantly how much he appreciates all these guys that that are so friendly and giving, and not just giving to him, but giving to when he sees our group of guys giving to other people. It makes you just feel good, makes you feel proud to be part of something like that. It makes you feel super proud to be around good, positive vibe people, man.
Chris, I'm gonna bring it back up. When we were standing there with all the kids, I took that moment, and I know you did, and I know Rebecca, and I looked out at the cameras.
Oh, man, I looked at all the parents.
At the parents, and a lot of the people that was passing by that stopped.
Oh, yeah, there's probably 125 people that stopped.
Oh, yeah. That's a moment that you can't never forget, man. That was a moment that I will live with for the rest of my life, and being proud as hell that we were able to all come together as a family and do that stuff for our kids. It was freaking amazing, man. And like you said, you were choked up. I was getting choked up. Rebecca was like, okay, I'm choked up. And it's a vision that I won't never forget, man. I can still see it to this day with the parents with all the phones out, with everybody that was standing around. Man, CatCon 2025 was one that I'll never forget.
Yeah, it's the best one yet. I think it gets a little better each year. I will say it has changed a lot from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago, there was a lot of animosity in the industry because of companies. The people that the teammates were. You would see people looking, kind of side-eyed, like I can't go over there, and he's with them, and he's with them. But that's changed. And I told Jamie when I was going to CatCon last year, I said, I'm done with all that. I'm going to roll right up wherever my friends are, people that are friendly to me. I am not going to let some type of, I don't know what the word is, some type of what you're supposed to be like loyal to a brand. I'm loyal to people that support me, man. People that are friendly, people that are giving. That's who deserves loyalty.
Yes, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And the funny thing is we say how great 2025 is going to be. I'm going to tell you, 2026 is going to be crazy. 2026 is going to be crazy. I just got a text message. I'm not going to say from who, but it also means a lot to me. As you guys know, I'm a heavy vapor, and I don't even realize when I'm hitting this thing. And they mentioned something about on the podcast and vaping, and I'm like, you know what? Thank you. See, that's the stuff that truly means a lot to me, because somebody will come to me, just like my wife. She tries to make me a better version of myself. When somebody texts me and says, hey man, that kind of, you don't know if there's kids watching or this, that, and the other stuff. You know what? And the way they didn't come across as a Weisenheimer. They're very genuine. And thank you. And I appreciate that. And so I'm going to
yeah, we do. We try to keep it kid friendly. I've been known to curse from time to time, and sorry, man. I apologize. We try to keep it family friendly. Rich, I know you're not trying to offend anyone, so
I know that. And
we do try to keep it family friendly, because I know there are kids that watch from time to time, but for the most part, it's hardcore catfish fanatics.
That's right. So if I apologize for vaping on the podcast, and I truly appreciate somebody pointing that out to me. And to me, that actually means a lot. So
Jeremy says, I've got friends that are affiliated with probably every company out there, but they're friends first.
Yes.
I would agree. I got friends from every rod company, every drift weight company, every hook company. I don't know.
Yep. And
Some
it's saying
do still hold some type of resentment towards you for the brand you use, but that's not me, man. I've got teammates that were with every rod brand out there pretty much. And I even tell guys, if I got a connection and I'm connected with a lot of these brands, even the ones I'm not sponsored with, if I can help you in any way, try to get you where you're headed, then I will. Just let me know. So, CatCon, the same location every year. It's
every year.
They had one in Kansas City, but I don't think that it did well, and I don't know that they're going back there.
Well, we could try to do one here in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. That would be very cool. No.
Chris Wheeler says, I drive a Dodge, and some people drive a Ford. I drive a Chevy, and I don't really care what you drive. I like what I like. And I tell guys, I'm going to use the products that I like, not because I get this crap for free. I use what I like because it's what I like. Yeah. And they give me the crap for free. I mean, that's how it works. That's how it's worked for me. I used all this stuff before. Now I have had guys say, "Oh, I'll give you all this for free. Can you promote for me like you do them?" And I'm like, "No, I mean, I'm not. This is not how I operate." So, the way I do it's the way I do it. It's fun for me the way I do it, and I do have guys that get mad at me, and they can go on and be gone.
That's really how I look at it too, Chris. I had a great friend of mine. You and I have had this conversation, and I won't mention any names. And when I went from one company to another, it's like all of a sudden we stopped being friends. And I'm like, and it wasn't on my part, and it hadn't been the same, even though that company has been a big supporter of ours. And I even asked that person this weekend, saying, "Hey, blah blah blah, do you think you could sit down and do an interview?" Well, I'm going to be too big. That shows me, and that's okay. Then that shows me that truly wasn't a true friend, and that's what I like about our family, and that's why I like when people are humble enough to like, you know what? I don't care what company you're with, what company sponsors you. I don't even care if you own your own company. If we jive and we click, I'm there for you.
I agree. I think what some people cross the line is they go promote where they shouldn't be promoting because they think they got to go do all this promoting to be with the brand. And that's, I think, where you start upsetting people. So when you go into somebody else's territory and poach their guys, or you're poaching their people, I tell all our guys, just don't even do any of that crap. Just promote through your fishing.
Yeah.
I don't care if you share any freaking app. Now, Jamie probably doesn't want to hear it, but I don't freaking care about sharing a single advertisement or any of that crap because I don't like to see it on other guys' pages. I like to see guys out having fun, doing what they love, fishing. To me, that's the only way to promote. Now, maybe I'm freaking crazy. That's the way I do it. And
Chris, what I'm like you a lot of times too, man. Is I love seeing what our guys are doing, promoting to taking the kids fishing, having a good time, just seeing the smiles on the videos that they're making, and that just making lifelong memories. That's what we enjoy. Y'all know we don't go and say, "Hey guys, y'all got to do so much of this. Y'all got to be 30% all." We don't do none of that here at Carolina Lake Way.
Hell, I rarely give out a code, and I know that's how you track performance. But I already know, I know my worth and value, and I know. I don't need to give out my code because I'm just hurt. I mean, if somebody needs a code, they can ask for it, and I give it to them. And occasionally I'll spit out a code, but most guys that want to support me or use anything that I use, ask, "Do you got a code? How about a code for Carolina Lakeway? You got one for multi-bar? You got a code for SmackDown? And if I got a code, I'll give it to you and try to help you."
And Chris, I think a lot more people respects a company that it's like how we are. Hey guys, y'all just go fun, have fun with your family. Fish with your kids. Just enjoy yourself.
Not fun, Jamie.
Yeah,
it's a job that you're not getting paid for.
That's it, and that's why we
free.
Yeah, and that's why we do it all different here, man. We do it all different here at Carolina Lake Wakes, and that's what I love. It's a family. It's not a job.
I tell guys, use what you like. If you like what you're using, tell your people what's working for you, and then it's all just a natural deal. If you feel like you're obligated to put up this many posts, or I hadn't fished a whole lot in 2 weeks, so that's when the stress level comes in, and it's like it's not fun. So it's like me and Rebecca, we sit down, we watch a lot of his videos, we watch a lot of Ricky's. The family organization part of it is just unbelievable.
and that brings a smile to our face so much, and they do it out of the kindness of their heart, and we love that about this team, and it's unbelievable.
Jeremy says it's the brand bashing that he can't handle. If you got quality product, there should be no need to trash another brand.
Amen to that, brother. Amen.
Here's the problem that I see arises with a lot of this pro staff stuff. You'll have a guy who's with one company one week, and he's saying, this is the best product in the freaking world. And it's just so much better than everybody else's. Okay. And then the next week, he's on a different team saying, this is the best product in the world. This is the better than anything I've ever used. Can you really believe a freaking thing that somebody like that says? Because I'll be honest, I could use freaking 20 different rods. Okay. I use Mad Cats because I like the way they look. They do everything that I need them to do. They're cool looking colors. Okay, I love Carolina Lake Weights because they snag way less than anything that I've been using. They save me a ton of money. They look good. I love Jamie. I'm going to support him. They're awesome weights. Okay, I use a certain hook because I've found that hookup ratio works better for me. It might not work for the guy that fishes heavy structure in the river, but for the way I fish, it works great for me. I'm going to tell guys when I'm dragging, this is the freaking hook I like. I like these planer boards because they do everything I need them to do. And Kevin's an awesome dude. How about SmackDown? All right. I don't like getting my pant leg cut on stuff that's sticking up like this. All right. I'm going to tell my guys, all right. I don't throw my net over these SmackDowns and get them hung like I did my other rod holders. I think when you find things that you like and you tell your people that this is what works for you and why, and that the people that are running the company are awesome people like Jamie, it's an easy deal. So I know we're going on and on, but that's what we do, man. We go off on tangents over here.
Yeah, one of the funnest things, I guess, besides everything, interacting with veterans and meeting a couple that Rich knew last year won all the prizes over there and loaded their boat up. But one of the best things I had was talking to people and showing them the posters that you made, Chris. And
your volume,
to kids.
Telling
them, his PB's 105. This one got 87, 84. I guarantee you, those kids' PBs are more than 90+% of the people that are fishing right now.
Oh yeah, blow my PB out of the water.
Chris and Juan and all of y'all. When we hung up that poster in the frame, Chris, that you gave me and Rebecca. And we hung that thing up where the kids is, showing them up there. If you stop and look, it was like, holy crap, man. These kids right here are really putting the smack down on some catfish. It makes you stop and go, wow, man, I want to be like them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I see JT and them when I'm doing some tournaments up there on car and stuff like that. And seeing that little dude pulling some hogs, man, it's incredible. I'm like, man, I need to sit down and learn from him. Matter of fact, and Tommy's a great guy, and
super friendly, super humble.
I told him
out there first.
We're gonna have to get up there and get on the boat with them and go do some fishing shortly. And man, they were like, "Let's go, brother." So,
yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it was a small world when I was there. Ran into a couple, and I was asking everybody, "Where are you from? You fish around here and stuff?" Somebody was from Midland, Texas, and drove all the way to CatCon.
They were our big winners from last year.
Yeah, it was Daryl and Kathy, the couple.
Daryl and Kathy, they were one of our biggest winners from last year. And so when Kathy came up, and they bought, oh my gosh, man, they must have spent $200 in raffle tickets this year. And it was funny is because when Daryl got his pontoon last year, brand new, didn't have rods, didn't have rod holders, didn't have this, didn't have that. Well, Kathy won everything off our raffles last year. She won like 5 or 6 rods where she had to have them shipped home. And she told me, she goes, Rich, she goes, number one, she goes, I did not know you had somebody in Midland, Texas. And I'm like, I don't know where everybody's at. She goes, Juan. I said, Juan's my state lead. Yeah, we were talking to him. And, you know, you always talk about Carolina Lake weights, so we went over here. You know, and so and I said, yep. I said, you guys need to, you know, he goes, no, I need to learn how to catch fish first. I said, well, you need to get with Juan then. And so, but yeah, they were like, oh my gosh, that's just too funny. And unfortunately, I don't think they won anything this year. They might have won something. I might have given them something. But they drove all the way from Midland up there.
Yeah, and he was saying that he was bass fishing at
Rich, what do you use for cast net?
I use the 80,
what brand?
I think it's the Monster 80s.
Monster. Never heard of that.
No. Hey.
Cast net, not landing net.
Oh, cast net. Oh, I don't. I got a bad back, so I don't cast a net.
Okay. Juan, what's your cast net of choice, bro?
Man, I got some of them Phytech ones, the 1.5 pound a foot, or whenever you had mentioned on the slime show, getting it from Academy, like $89.
You got to buy them when they got them. Then you then half price.
Golly, I know. And then
don't wait till winter, guys. Here's a tip for buying your cast nets, because if you throw deep nets like a lot of us big fish anglers do. Hell, I throw deep net most of the year because big bait's deep. Mid-depth most of the year. But get them in the summer when people don't need a tape net, and that's when you can get them for half price. So I told Juan that.
Always got to have a backup on the boat.
Slime show that secret. I was like, they got them at Academy for $110.
Yeah, see, you're gonna have to teach me how to throw that cast net when I'm up with you.
All right, we'll do it.
Yeah.
I've been actually getting my bait from my guide buddies this past year, so even better. But I run the Phytech 11970 taped 5/8 mesh, 1.5 pounds per foot. I run that sucker year round. Occasionally, I got to go up into the creek to get big bait because at a certain time of the year, that's where they all go. But generally speaking, mid-depth structure, edges, ledges, contours, that's where the big bait is. So
I like my gill net on the James where I can pull.
Yeah, we can't use gill nets here.
Yeah, we can't. We can use on the James, but that's about it. Now we can use it on the Northwest, and there's only a couple good spots, but most places like you can't use them in the lakes. You know, I'd love to be able to use them on the lakes, but yep.
Real Mission says he's going to see if Juan can catch fish this weekend.
Well, Matt, he had some. I didn't want to say anything, but he had some boat issues going on right now, so he's trying to get that squared away. But he had a couple of vets that he needed to take out, so I am gonna go up or down there. I mean, it's only 5.5 hours, from here, but getting up there Friday. We can take the vets out Saturday, and then I'm headed Saturday afterwards back up to PK because then we're doing a tournament there Sunday morning.
Good luck, man.
Heck yeah,
that likes a beating, bruh.
Oh, I know. I hate it with a passion. Well, they got a lot of tilapia in there, but I don't know.
They'll be up. I bet with the warm trend we got, they'll be up in the river.
Yeah, it was like 70 degrees here today, and the same thing yesterday.
Yeah, I think we hit 76 here today.
Yeah, 77. We got a cool front hitting tonight, so it's going to get down to 70 tomorrow. But then it's going. I mean, that's not much of a front. So
Yeah, I'll be watching the weather for when I come to you guys, wondering if I gotta.
Dude, I'll be doing the rain
or
dance,
not.
buddy. I'll be doing the rain dance before you come. If we get that rain dance, we'll get you a PB. If we don't, we're gonna grind. We're gonna grind till we find something.
There you go.
So,
Yeah. I think this Sunday might rain a little bit.
I'm
Yes.
going out Sunday.
I hear the chimes going outside. We got chance of rain tonight. They said it's gonna be scattered. If low probability, but if you're in the right area, you'll get some. Hopefully we get it up there at the inlet. So
Yeah.
I've got some photos from the CatCon if y'all want to see. I
Heck yeah.
run through them. I didn't put them all up because my StreamYard was like, no sir, too many pictures. But I'm gonna start. I got probably half of them. So there's me and Epic Catfish. We're gonna get Epic on real soon. I saw him at CatCon. He said, man, when can I come on the slime show again? I said, when do you start catching some fish, buddy?
Oh, there's Morgan. There's Morgan and Tyler right behind you.
There you go. Yeah, rocking some. There you go. Like I said, you couldn't look in any direction and not see Operation Vets with Nets gear. It was crazy.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
There's me and the king of planer boards with my boy Kevin Parks.
Yeah.
Y'all need some planer boards? Head over to Kevin. You contact me and I'll give you Kevin's number. He'll hook you up big time, and he does
Absolutely. Yep.
incredible deals for my people. So there's me and the Wild Man. He's one of our Operation Vets with Nets teammates, Anthony Brown.
Yep.
Really good dude. Action Jackson and
Flathead Luke
and his CatCon buddy Flathead Luke. They are now teammates at Carolina Lake Weights this past year. So they've each won Junior Angler of the Year or Youth Angler of the Year. We got a strong Carolina Lake Weights team. There's Terry Woodrow, Donate Life Catfishing, one of our Carolina Lake Weights brothers. Y'all head over to Donate Life Catfishing and sign up to be an organ donor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's the greatest youth angler team ever assembled on planet Earth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Crazy awesome kiddos. Me and Terry Woodrow again. There's me and Monster Cat Catfishing. Another dude that's lucky to be alive. Love that guy. There's the Carolina Lake Weights family. Rich was not in this picture.
I was taking it, I think. Yeah, I was taking it.
There's me and the king of Tennessee behind his little tiny dink catfish. Me and the Shitty clan and Greg Mays. He's one of our teammates, a SmackDown boy. He was up representing SmackDown since they don't allow SmackDown in the convention. There's Mike Murillo, one of my friends. There's Mr. Multi-Bar, Colton Howell.
Colton, yep.
Yeah.
Love multi-bars. Anybody needs multi-bars, Elgato 10 saves you 10% at multi-bar. Me and the Eagle Eyes Tienda kicking it. Our jaws are cramped up there because we've been smashing
the sore backs.
So yeah.
We've been complaining for the last 30 minutes of our backs. There's my family hanging with the Action Jackson. Me and old Tub. Me and my Operation Vets with Nets family. Right when they were just about to get to work.
I'm proud of those guys.
Day one at the beginning. No, that's day two at the beginning of CatCon for Carolina Lake Weights. That's Mr. RS Nets USA. one of my sponsors. I don't have a code for them, but RS nets are awesome. Period. And I think I got one more. What do we got here? What's this last one? Me and Bobby Wynn, another good, solid dude in the catfish world. So I had more, but my computer said, no, sir, not today, son. Well, boys, y'all got anything to promote?
Well, remember, guys, that until 11:59 tomorrow night, get over to OperationVestmentNets.org into our store. We are running 40% off all our hoodies. When you're checking out, use discount code CatCon 2025. That'll save you a ton of money. Even my team don't get it that cheap.
I bought a beanie. I don't think I made it home with that damn thing.
You didn't? Well, see, I'll have to send you one. I'll have to send you one out.
I figured. I was like, man, I'm buying this crap awfully early in this show. I'm going to be surprised if I make it home with this thing.
We still have, I think we have like five or six, 7 gray beanies left and 2 black beanies, maybe one.
Yeah.
What color do you want?
Gray, but beanie season's damn near. I mean, we might have another front blow through, but I like the gray. That gray looks damn good.
Yeah. So go out there, get yourself some good swag. And
I'll buy one when I get when you put the jersey, when you start doing the new jersey.
Yeah.
Well, if you're probably not gonna have any left.
Oh, don't know. But I'll put you on
do a new hat.
What's that?
You gonna do a new hat?
No, that hat is just too bad. That hat is just too bad to the bone.
My wife's like, you came home with 12 more freaking hats. What?
I probably will get with Jamie and come up with a really cool embroidered real therapy type ball cap. Yeah. So I may come up and do that, but one thing everybody's been telling me, man, our ball cap, I don't have one with me here. I don't know if you guys got one to show, but it's a unique, it's a pretty cool ball cap. There you go, behind right there. Let me see here.
I believe
Ryan Henry says, Juan, we got a chance of rain in Lampasas, Texas.
Uh-oh. There we go. Juan's got one.
Yeah.
Brad Sparks says Eagle Mountain Lake is low. We need some rain.
Look at that. So, nope. Yep.
Trent Hall says, let's promote some Giants this weekend. I like how you think, buddy.
Yeah. So I told Matt about Calaveras Lake over there. The lake record's 36 pounds. I'm like, oh, there got to be some good catfish. They just don't know how to fish for them, Matt included.
Yeah, my buddy, he sent my buddy one of our teammates, Mosley. He's like, I got about 2 hours. I said, you got about enough time to go scan and show me some pictures of what's up there. I don't need to see a whole lot of fish. I just want to see what's up there, and he sent me some pictures. It was like 200 carp with probably 50 gar feeding on them. I'm like, all right, I know what's up there. Not a lot of fish, but the ones that are going to be giant. So we're probably going to go roll the dice for a monster, at least for probably half the day. And then if that doesn't pan out into something giant, then we'll go look for a larger group of fish to just try to catch some good ones. So we're heading up to Texoma. I'm fishing with Trent Hall, one of my longtime Texas buddies. He's a guide. And then we're fishing with Vess, one of our teammates, one of our Carolina Lakeways teammates. He's also a guide. A couple awesome dudes, Texas catfish freaks like me. We're going to have 3 old dudes on the boat, probably about 80 years of catfish knowledge on the boat for the weekend. So if we can't catch fish, you probably won't hear from us for about 2 weeks because we'll be putting our head in the hole.
I tell my buddies that
Right.
if I post pictures of sunsets or sunrises, you know how the day went.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
I will say this: we're not going for fish under 50. We're going to try to get fish over 50, and when you do that, the area we're going to be fishing does not have fish under 40 pounds. It just they don't like to be around those alligator gar. So we're just going to roll the dice and see if we can get something massive, and it's either going to work or it's not. And if it doesn't, we'll go at least try to go do something so we can go home not completely butthurt. So,
oh yeah,
You better not send me home butthurt.
well, Rich, we're gonna have rain then. So, the area that we'll be fishing, we should have rain by the time you get here. And the area we'll be fishing, the giants will be up super shallow where the alligator gar are. And then that drift, as we move deeper, is where there's going to be fish up there. For guys that don't fish around alligator gar, there's generally not fish around them except for big fish and a lot of carp because they feed on carp. So they feed on carp that are about this big, 3-pounders. So to eat a 3-pound carp, 40-pound blues is what's eating these. And anything smaller than that is food for the gar. So they leave. So it's not a whole lot of fish, but we're not trying to catch a whole lot. We're trying to catch something massive. And that's what we're going to go do. We're going to go roll the dice Saturday, see if we get something massive.
And maybe within the next couple of weeks, Chris, I'm hoping we can get back out on the boat and start doing some fishing very soon too, brother. I am ready to go. So,
Randall Woodford says, "What's up, El Gato Azul?" And Jamie Dunn.
What's up, brother?
Jamie, you need to get on the water. Just make sure you take care of yourself while you're
it's going to be about 2 weeks before we get back out there. We're done with show season for a while. We're going to get back out there, and it's time to start making some cool videos. And me and Rebecca having some R&R out there, so we ready to go.
Realist Fish says we're catching fish. I can promise you that, Juan. I have no doubt y'all are going to catch some fish. Juan,
oh yeah, I've never been there, and I told him I was like, I've never been there, so you got to make it come true. That's all you got to tell yourself.
Yeah. So the lake we're fishing, it's generally you're either doing something or you're feeling pretty bad about the day. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
we're a little early. We need rain. We need rain to hit that area to really get them up there. But the pictures that my buddy showed me, sent me, it got me excited because I know what's feeding on these. And I'll show y'all. I mean, hell, I like to be open. I'm going to show y'all what got me excited. And I didn't see a single catfish on the screen, but I know what feeds on them. See if I can find it.
And Chris, while you doing that, I'm also going to let everybody know we will have some slime show decals. So those will be coming very soon also. So I want to give everybody a heads up that we're going to be releasing some slime show decals here real soon.
It's awesome. I talked to a lot of people that didn't even, we all have been fishing or, have experience that way and everything and love it. I talked to a few people that barely got a boat that weekend, barely going to start drifting, just talking to them about it, getting me excited because it's like it was me starting all over again and wishing somebody gave me all the info. And I was telling them about the slime show.
I'm going to show y'all what a pattern that most guys don't realize is really good for giant fish. Now, you're not going to catch a whole lot of fish around this pattern, but if you see this, don't be scared to fish it and put the biggest freaking bait you got on in the cooler. You do it. So
that's what I was going to ask you. How big of a bait?
Can't see nothing. Oh, I see a lot of fish.
Oh yeah.
So those are
Golly.
all right. So these are gar. Those are gar, and these fish over here are carp. Okay. So I don't see any big catfish, but that doesn't mean there's not one with them. There's generally only one or two fish that will follow something like that around. Gar are aggressive feeders. They're not very. They're low success rate feeders. They injure a lot of carp when they're doing it, and that's why those big fish get in there. So,
Do y'all ever hook up on a lot of gar that way too?
when you're dragging, you don't hook a lot of gar. You may have 4 or 5 the whole day. What a gar when a gar grabs it, it's like a jet ski hung you when he's going by. Yeah.
What, you hook 'em, or are you running a spoon or something?
What's that?
What do you like? Hook them like you're doing with the big snouted catfish.
No, they bite it. They would prefer to. They sneak up on their prey.
Okay.
Like this. And they smash it. So when something's moving back past, they don't typically. You have to kind of bring it right by their face, and they grab it.
So you're gonna jig it. You're gonna jig them.
No. You would, if you wanted to catch them, you would need to anchor.
Okay.
You would need to anchor, and you would need to let them run with it, because when you see one running, in a catfish's mind, all right, he's turned and he's going. Now I can crank down on him. You can't do that with a gator gar. You have to let them stop, turn, try to eat it. And when they try to eat it, that's when you don't crank on them. You freaking hoe off into them, because they got a real bony mouth. So it's a completely different deal. If you are not intentionally trying to fish that way, which nobody fishes for catfish that way.
Right.
That's why you don't typically catch big gar catfishing. You can catch like smaller ones because they're not nearly as bony, but the big ones, you have to let them try to swallow it, and then you really freaking hoe off. Like, you'll fall out of the boat. I've seen guys fall out of the freaking boat trying to hook one, because you got to crank down, and then when it's like you got to give it everything you got.
Yeah, and to tell you what, it pulls right back.
Yeah, immediately it starts freaking. It's like, all right, something just freaking tried to rip my head off. I'm out of here.
It's always the best thing though when you got a bait that big out there on the water with the slip bobber, and then you have the bait clicker going, or the live bait spool clicking, and then it just click, 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 click. It just start taking it all out, and you're like, oh man, here it goes.
He's gonna spool
Never
you.
know how big it is until you set the hook. I'll tell you what, that's the best feeling in the world.
Oh man, I'm ready. So I can't wait. It's about to kick off, and when we start getting some rain, I'm gonna head down there. Juan, you want to meet me down there? I'm dragging the war machine. My buddy's like, "You dragging the war machine down there?" I'm like, "Yeah, high water. I'm taking it down there, buddy."
Hey guys, I gotta run.
All right, Rich, it's been good, bro. Appreciate you.
Absolutely,
How's it going, brother?
Yes, sir.
I thank you. I thank you again, and we'll definitely all be talking.
Appreciate everybody coming in. Juan, love you, man. Rich, love you, bro. Jamie Dunn, you know how I feel about you.
Yes, sir,
Guys,
brother.
y'all need anything from me, just hit me up. Let me know. I'll try to help you out as best I can. Tight lines. God bless. Azul out.
Later, everybody.